it's Mellony, and I'm going to go through a little Renew Yoga flow. We teach this class Mondays and Fridays. It's a variation of a little bit of vinyasa and a little bit of groundwork. So, welcome. I am going to start on my back, which I think most of us will be grateful for. So we're going to lie down onto our back, head towards the top of your mat, feet towards the back of your mat. I want you to bend your knees and just knock your knees together for a moment. Let the back settle, let the legs settle, relaxing into one another. Palms face out and open. And just breathe. I want you to fill up your belly with breath. Big inhale. Feel the ribs inflate. Feel the collarbones lift. Feel the throat inflate. I want you to pause at the top of that inhale completely full. And then exhale. Exhaling from the top, relaxing the throat. Allow the collarbones to soften, the rib cage to relax, the belly becomes soft. Empty out. Pause at the bottom of the exhale. Inhale, fill the belly. Fill the ribs. Collarbones. Throat inflates. Fill your cup. Hold. And as you exhale, slowly pouring out the breath from the top all the way to the bottom. Allow the belly to relax. The eyes can be closed or open. And one more time, inhale, inflate the belly. Pause. And exhale from the top all the way to the bottom. The eyes are closed, go ahead and flutter them open. Bring the gaze to the tip of the nose or at the ceiling, favorite spot on the ceiling. Bring your knees into your chest. You can wrap around your thighs if you have any issues in your knees or your lower back, giving yourself a little space for the hips and the knees. Or you can wrap your hands around your shins, going for a more box grip. You draw the heels in towards the buttocks, relax the chin towards the chest. Maybe find a very soft sway side to side, just really nurturing the emotional and physical body as we start to practice. Just checking in with ourselves, seeing if we have any areas of concern for the physical body. And if there's concern for the physical body, there's definitely going to be concern in the emotional body. And what we tend to do is sometimes ignore this throughout our daily activities. But our yoga practice is definitely that opportunity to really get to know ourselves from the inside out. So if you feel any of those sticky spots, you can breathe through it. And just recognize if it's something that passes or if it's something that lingers. If it's something that lingers, you definitely want to kind of modify your practice where appropriate. Don't go to that 110%. We always want to stay at a comfortable edge where we can have the ability to push ourselves, but we also have the ability to stay in that safe zone and back off if we need to. We want to be active listeners throughout our entire practice. Keep your right knee into your chest, extend your left leg out, going into wind removing pose. You can go into more of that box grip, really working the elbow in, grabbing opposite elbows, pulling the right knee towards the shoulder, and that is not necessary. You can always use the 10-finger grip, or again, grab behind that thigh and just lengthen the knee towards the shoulder. What we're looking for is a little compression in that right belly, and a nice compression in the knee, nice being the key word there, no pain, no strain. We just want to feel compression, we want to feel space being created in the back body as we breathe through it. And as you exhale, moving the knee a little bit closer, micro movements, nothing aggressive. And then move into a nice supine twist, so hook your right big toe to the inside of your left thigh. Cross that right knee over, let the right hip peel off the floor, mid-back comes off the floor, right shoulder stays down, right arm reaches out. Maybe pick the head up and gaze over to the right, but remember to keep your head at center and keep the gaze up to the ceiling or the tip of the nose. Breathe across the shoulder blades. And as you exhale, soften in the belly, soften in the hips, soften through the spine. And then come back to center. Center the head, bring that knee back and toward the shoulder, just one time, a gentle pull. And then with control, release the right leg down to the end of the mat. Nice long leg. Bring that left knee in. And for those of us with tight lower backs and tight hamstrings, sometimes you you'll feel that right knee buckle, and that's fine. If you don't feel firmly rooted, you can always bend the knee and place the sole of the foot down. It's going to make you feel a little bit more stable. But if you can, extend the leg out, pull that left knee in. Remember, lots of different variations of how you can hold the leg. That box grip is definitely going to give you a little bit more compression and a little bit upper body strength. Breathe. Lengthen out the upper spine, tucking the chin slightly towards the chest. And then find that breath in that back body, big expansive breath while you're building compression on the left belly. We're working on elimination and digestion here, working the ascending and descending colons in the wind removing pose. And then release the left leg, bring that left big toe to the inside of the right thigh, move into your soft supine twist, and then reach the left arm out, maybe pick the head up and look to the left. One soft breath. And then bringing it back in the center, and giving that left shoulder a little kiss, bringing the left knee to it. And then go ahead and extend that left leg to the end of the mat, nice and slow. We're gonna slide both heels in. Allow the knees to fall apart, soles of the feet come together. A little easy recline pose before we start our practice. Place your hands on your inner thighs if you'd like, and just kind of spread apart with the knees. Not a lot of pressure here. I'm just kind of actively guiding the energy through the legs. Big inhale. Maybe a nice sigh out of the mouth. Because it feels so good to be able to practice. Bring the hands to the outer thighs now. Draw the knees together. You're going to bring the thighs into the chest, and you can rock and roll a few times along the spine. If that is not conducive for your spine, roll to your right or left side. We're all going to meet in tabletop pose. Starting to build a little energy, and then we're going to start to build a little heat. So cross the ankles, turn over, knees under hips, hands under shoulders. We're going to start with those toes curled. Try to get all 10 toes to place on the mat. Be conscious of your pinky toe and second toe, and drop the belly gaze up. As you exhale, uncurl the toes, round the spine. Come to a neutral spine. Bring your right shoulder towards your right hip as you push out through the left rib cage. Feel compression in the right side waist. And then move into the opposite side. So just wagging your tail, reaching your left shoulder. So think about a dog trying to bite its tail. Sweep it over. And then go ahead and bring yourself back to neutral. Extend your buttocks towards your heels. Reach your arms long. Soft bend in the elbows. Let the shoulders relax for this first child's pose. Inhale, breathe in a full body breath. Exhale, maybe use that follow-up breath out of the mouth. And then cat-cow yourself out. Hands under shoulders. Inhale, right arm will lift. I want you to circle the wrists a few times. Circle in the opposite direction. Inhale across the chest. And then float that right shoulder right here to the mat. Neck is relaxed. Come to the tips of the fingers on the left hand. Gently push into them. Open across the chest. Make sure there's no tension in the neck. The head is heavy. And then press into that left arm. Inhale, arm comes up. Let's do one full rotation. You can stay on the tips of the fingers or plant the palm of the left hand down. Circle one direction, and then let's circle in the opposite direction. Inhale, open it up. And then that right hand comes down, moving to the opposite side. So left arm will lift. Left ear, left shoulder to the mat. We'll twist the wrist when we come back up. Right fingertips to the floor, little lift to the chest. Keep the neck relaxed. Keep the breath fluid. And then slowly press yourself up. We'll do that little wrist stretch. Twist, twist, twist. And then we're going to take the shoulders, so sweep it forward first. Open at the top. And then let's sweep it back, sweep all the way back, full rotation. Left arm comes up. And then left hand comes down. Curl the toes, drop the belly, gaze up. Cow pose. As you exhale, round the spine, press the tops of the feet, draw the chin in towards the chest. Come to that neutral spine. Press into the tops of the feet or curl the toes, lift the knees off the floor and hinge. Start to engage the core, draw the belly to the spine. 3, press stronger through the arms. 2, and 1. Either roll over the tops of the feet or you flip your foot. Come into your first downward facing dog. Know that the modification for downward facing dog is always going to be a tabletop pose. If you have any issues in your wrist, you're going to drop down to your forearms. So we're all going to drop down to our forearms just so we can feel that release on the wrist. So coming down into a dolphin pose, you let the head relax between the arms. And you can pedal out your feet here, maybe wag your tail a little bit. Stay strong in the forearms, inflated in the upper back. Space in the shoulders, so we're not cramming into the outer joints or inner joints of the arms. We're finding that nice soft float. Really secured, really hugging of the upper arm bones. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and walk yourself out into forearm plank. So settling the spine, neutral to the floor. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. Buttocks is in line with the shoulders. You can draw the inner thighs together. Press strong through the feet. Draw the feet towards the elbows. 3, 2, and 1. Relax the hips down, turn the palms up, find yourself into a little Sphinx pose. Pull the heart forward, lengthen up through the crown of the head. And go ahead and release the chest to the floor. Draw the hands back in line with the rib cage. So you're drawing towards the middle of the ribs or even the lower ribs. Just depends on the length of your arms. Each one of us are so anatomically different. There's not one single cue that I can give everybody. So you have to know your body. Shoulders back, hands back. And we're going to press into the tops of the feet. Allow that energy to grow. Lift kneecaps. And slowly come up into your cobra pose. No pressure in the hands. Shoulders back, back is strong. Lengthen to the crown of the head. 3, 2, and 1. Lower down nice and slow. Press into the palms. Reach your buttocks back towards your heels. Making this an active child's pose. So come to the tips of the fingers, arms are strong. Inhale, cat curl yourself up. You can stay on the tips of the fingers, curl your toes. Press back, active downward facing dog. Always drop those palms down. Keep the weight in the webbing of the hands, not the heels of the hands. Inhale, right leg will rise. As you exhale, shift forward, bring your knee to your nose. Inhale, right leg will rise. 2 more of those. Exhale, very active, knee to nose. Inhale, right leg will rise. Exhale, bring that knee to the nose. So keeping the hips very square, now we're going to open them up. So right leg extends, bend that knee, open up the hip. Keep the shoulders square, grip to the fingertips. Maybe rotate the ankle a few times, relax that left heel down. Rotate in the opposite direction. And go ahead and drop the right hip down, extend the right leg out. Shift forward, bring that knee back into the chest, float it up in between the hands, lunge pose. Float your left knee to the floor. Inhale, lengthen, heart forward. Bend into that right knee. Maybe bring your hands to your right thigh, but not necessary. You can keep it on the floor and relax. Those back toes can stay curled, or you can uncurl the toes, top of the foot is flat. Shoulders back, heart open. Some of you may even feel comfortable enough to raise your arms up towards the sky so you can feel a little bit more strength and lengthening through the hip flexors. One more breath here. As you exhale, float the hands down. Knee can stay on the floor, you can curl the back toes, pick it up. Moving into a lunge twist, keep the shoulders square, hips squared, and then start to peel open the shoulders and then open through the mid-chest. Maybe add a couple circles here with the wrist. If you're one that uses your hands a lot in your career, maybe you practice a lot of yoga. And then right hand comes down. Step the left foot to the right foot, forward fold. Inhale, heart lifts, look forward. As you exhale, deep fold. Inhale, heart lifts, look forward. As you exhale, step your left leg back, lunge pose. I want you to hover over your right thigh, turn your arms back, thunderbolt pose. As you exhale, float your hands down, step your right leg back, top of a push-up. Float your knees to your floor. Lower down, modified chaturanga. Inhale, cobra pose or upward facing dog. As you exhale, float your way back, downward facing dog. Left leg will rise, hips are squared. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Come high to the ball of the left foot. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale, left leg rises. Now we go from those squared hips at open hip, bend the knee. Keep the shoulders squared. Moving from the mid-spine to the hips this time. Circle the ankle a few times. Circle in the opposite direction. Drop that left hip down, extend the left leg out. Shift forward, bring the knee to the nose. You're high on the ball of that right foot. Step the foot up in between the hands. Float the right knee to the floor. Remember the back toes curled or top the foot flat. Hands can stay down. You lengthen up as you sink down. Hands can come to the thigh. So each time you build in your practice, take a little evaluation of where you're at and how your body's responding to that. Some of you may be able to lift the arms up, bring the gaze up. So don't stress the forehead, no wrinkles in the forehead, just gazing up at the eyes, getting a nice stretch for the eyes. And then floating the hands to the floor. Remember, you can keep that knee on the floor. I like to curl the toes once I start to go into the twist. Helps you stabilize the hips a little bit. Or you can pick that back knee up, lengthen, then open yourself up. Circle the wrist if you need it, if you want it. Circle in the opposite direction. Lengthen up. And then left hand comes down. Right foot meets left foot at the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, look forward. As you exhale, deep fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step your right leg back. Square the hips, strong in the legs, thunderbolt pose. Find that float. Arms charge, palms face one another. 3, 2, 1. Float the hands down, set the left leg back, top of that push-up. Lower down, chaturanga, modified or full. Up dog, cobra pose. And float your way back, downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose. Exhale it out of your mouth. Bend your knees deeply, press your chest towards your thighs. Look forward between your hands. Step or hop to the top of your mat. Lengthen and exhale, float. Root to rise, circle the sun, sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive, flat back fold. Inhale, half lift, look forward. As you exhale, step or float it back, plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Up dog, cobra pose. Float your way back into child's pose. Buttocks rest towards the heels. Inhale, slowly bring yourself up, tabletop pose. Right leg extends back, left arm reaches forward. Inhale, open out into awkward airplane. Right leg reaches out as the left arm reaches out in the opposite direction. Bring it back to center. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, bring it back to center. One more time, inhale, open it out. Exhale, bring it back to center. Left hand comes down, right foot comes to the mat, and then reach back through that right heel. Try not to lock the knee out. Reach back through the Achilles, through the calf. Go ahead and float that right knee to the floor, curl your toes, walk your hands up. Press back, downward facing dog. Left leg will rise. I want you to lift up through that right heel, and then relax it down. 3. Inhale, lift it up, feel straight, and then go into that stretch. 2. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, bring it down. Shift forward, bring your knee to your nose. Step your foot up in between the hands. Pivot your back foot flat. Warrior 1.
back into it. And in a rotation, your right thigh, lift up through the abdomen. Cactus the arms open across the chest. Float your hands to your lower back. Interlace your 10 fingers. This is where you could use a strap or hand towel. Open across the chest. And as you exhale, float down. Bring the left shoulder to the inside of that left knee. Try not to rest on your left thigh. Come down into humble warrior. Inhale, come up only halfway. Drop your hands to your sacrum. Release your grip. Right hand comes down, awkward twist. Left arm comes up. And then left hand comes down, freeing that left foot. Come to the ball of the back foot. Step your left leg back. Downward facing dog. Shift forward, high plank pose. Lower down, chaturanga. Up dog, cobra pose. And then float your way back into that child's pose. Inhale, come up, tabletop pose. Left leg will extend back this time as your right arm reaches forward. Getting ready for that awkward airplane. So no, it's not necessary to have both your hand and your leg up. You can always just work with one. Maybe you're just working with the arms, you have a hip injury or lower back injury, or maybe you're working with just your leg, opening it out. And it doesn't have to be so far out. It can be very small movements. Just as long as you feel those glutes, those lower back, those lower abdominal muscles working. Lengthen out. Inhale, open out. 3. Exhale, bring it back to center. 2. Exhale, bring it back in. 1. Bring it back in. Right hand comes down. The left ball of foot places, the leg stays straight, reach back into the heel. Breathe into it. So I'm just trying to open the Achilles and the calf for the warrior. And then float the left knee down. Walk your hands up. Make yourself wide for your dog. Curl your toes, press back. Right leg will lift. So do those little heel lifts. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale, lower down, find the stretch. Inhale, lift the heel. Exhale, lower down. One more time, inhale, lift the heel. Exhale, lower down. This time we're gonna lift the heel, bring the knee into the chest. Float the foot up in between the hands. Give your heels a little bit of space in between for your hips. Pivot that back foot flat, warrior 1. Little tuck of the tailbone. So bring a little bit of bend down to that right knee, root down into the outer edge of your left foot, then bend back into the knee. Cactus the arms open across the chest. Feels so good. Float the hands to the lower back, interlace the 10 fingers, strap or hand towel here if you need that space, if you have tight shoulders. And then lengthen up, exhale, fold, bring that right shoulder to the inside of that right knee. We don't let the knee collapse out. We bring it back in. Once we have the stability in the pose, we have the balance. One more breath. Release the hands to the sacrum, a little lift to the chest. Left hand comes down as close as you can get it to that right foot. Right arm lifts, awkward twist. Remember, you can always lift the heel of that back foot if it's too much torque on the knee. One more breath, peel it open. And the right hand comes down to frame that right foot. Come to the ball of the back foot. Step your right leg back, top of that push-up. Lower down, modified or full chaturanga. Inhale, pull through cobra pose or upward facing dog. And exhale, come to your low plank pose and lower all the way to your belly. So bring your hands back in line with the lower rib cage. I want you to lift your chest, lift your legs, and then send your arms out. Thumbs turned up. Lengthen out, lift. One more breath, lift. And then exhale, lower down. Slide the hands underneath the shoulders, curl the toes. Shoulders back, head forward. You want to come up into one solid plank. So you notice engaging the ball of my feet and lifting my knees off the floor, strong in the legs. That energy is going to come straight into the core. If you need your knees, use them. So hug your elbows in, press up. Press your way back, downward facing dog. Inhale through your nose. Exhale it out of the mouth. Separate your feet hip distance apart. So one handprint at a time. You see me press into the mat. Really activate the arms. All the way back to your feet. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Heels kiss the earth. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deep fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deep fold. Round yourself up one vertebra at a time. Drag the hands up the legs. Connect. Roll the shoulders back. Turn the palms forward. The back of your mat into Tadasana pose. I want you to sway a little side to side. Feel the feet, 4 points of the feet. Lift the toes. And relax the toes down. Hands come to the hips. Step forward with your right foot for balancing stick. I like to start with my knee bent, lifting the left leg, building the balance, building the horizontal shape with the upper body and the left leg. Then bring the hands to heart center. I like to build that connection. So first I'm connected with my hips, then I come connected at heart center. So flexing out through that left foot, and then straight the right leg as much as you can, as much as you'd like. Maybe even send your arms out. 3, 2, maybe you play with your left foot. You point the toes, you flex the toes, you point the toes, you floint the toes, spreading the toes and pointing through the ball of the foot. And then I like to make contact again, bending the knee, bringing the knees together, stepping at the center of the mat, and then slowly coming up. Hands come back to the hips. Step forward the left foot this time. Bend the knee, lean forward, right leg floats up. Connecting back at the heart center. Lengthening out as much as I can, engaging, and then slowly starting to bend out of that left knee. Expressing my arms, expressing my foot. Maybe even do some circles, lengthen. So we each have strengths and we each have weaknesses. So that pointed toe can make somebody else feel stronger, where a flex foot makes me feel stronger. Lift, hand to heart, bend the knee, bring the knees together. Step to the top of the mat, feet are together. Inhale, arms lift. And as you exhale, right arm under left. So you can stay facing the front of your mat. I'm going to turn and face you for eagle pose. So bend into the knees. Right leg comes up and over. You're going to squeeze your thighs together. Bring the foot into the calf. Maybe the 5 toes slide behind the calf. You keep your chest up. So I see a lot of people leaning forward. You really want to engage that core. So that squeezing in the inner thighs. Zipper up the belly. Use your core, lift the chest, lift the elbows. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Right foot to left foot, inhale, arms come up overhead, feel that flush through the joints. And then left arm under right. Inhale, elbows up, you sit down. Left leg over right, you squeeze in. You wrap the foot if you can, or just squeeze the foot into the calf. And then feel that zipper action all the way from the calves, through the inner thighs, feel the lift of the pelvic floor. Draw the rib cage back. Lift the elbows. 3, 2, 1. And then release it. Feet come together. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale the hands to heart. And turn and face the front of the mat again. So we're going to sit down deep into our chair pose. Sit low, chest and arms high. As you exhale, sweep those arms back, palms face up, heart pulls forward, engage the upper back. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, sweep it back. Stay low this time, bring the hands to heart center. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Stay low in the seat, lift through the chest, gaze up over the right shoulder. Inhale, come to center. Traction out the spine, just reaching the arms forward, sit into the fierce. And then bring the hands back to heart, little lift to the chest. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Right elbow comes to the outside of the left thigh, lengthen it out, twist open to the left. Slowly coming forward. Stretch those arms out, traction the spine, hips back. And then float the hands to the floor. So here's an opportunity where you can move into crow pose. You could go into big toe squat. You could also move into malasana pose. So wide squat. I'm gonna go to big toe squat. So those of you that know crow, you're gonna practice crow. So big toe squat, you're high up on the big toes, mounds of the feet. You squeeze your ankles together, you squeeze your good thighs. You hover over your heels. So I call this parking on the dance floor. There's no parking, squeeze a lift. Find that zipper action. 3. 2. Sitting a little higher. 1. Lower down. Let's lower all the way down onto our buttocks. Bring your knees into your chest. Maybe do some small circles. Circle in the opposite direction. Place the hands back behind the head. We're going to do a couple bicycles. So extend your right leg out. Bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. And switch. 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 3. 3. 2. 2. 1. And 1. Place the knees bent, feet on the floor, hip distance apart. Cross your right leg over your left leg. Recline pigeon pose, right hand comes in between the thighs. Take hold behind the thigh or over the shin. Back of the head is your guide. If your head can't rest on the floor, you grab behind that thigh. If you grab behind the thigh, your head still doesn't rest on the floor, grab that strap or hand towel. Sweet hip stretch. So breathe into it. Remember, we don't deal with pain. We feel a stretch. Now go ahead and release that left foot down. We're going to square out the hips. You're going to bring that knee into your shoulder. You're going to hook your big toe with your right piece fingers. This is where you can use that strap or hand towel too. Strap it on the ball of the foot. Extend that right leg out. So drawing down through the right shoulder, left hand comes to that left hip. Hold here. Some of you have the flexibility to actually extend the left leg out. But remember, just like I was instructing in wind removing pose, my hips and lower back are very tight. So I have that buckle in my knee. So it actually makes me feel a little bit more secure to place the sole of the foot down so I have that stability. I have a good foundation in the pose. No matter if the leg's straight or the knee's bent, keep the left hand on the hip. We're going to peel open, opening out, keep the left hip on the floor. 3 breaths here. And let the inner thigh relax. And then slowly guide that leg back to center. Release the toe. I want you to bend the left knee if it's not already there. Cross your right leg over it. And go back into your eagle legs. Maybe the foot just squeezes into the calf or you tuck the 5 toes. We're going to press into that left foot, shift the hips over to the right a bit and move into our twisted root. So reaching out through the right arm. Maybe you gaze to the right. Not necessary though. Breathe sweet. Change. Slowly bring it back to center, center the head. Release the right leg from the left. Center your hips. Feet are hip distance apart. Moving into that pigeon pose. Thread the needle. Left hand comes in between your thighs. I pick my head up just so I can see where I'm placing my hands. Hands over the shin or behind the thighs. Back of the head rests on the floor.
And then bring that right knee in. 3. 2. And 1. Release the grip. Square out the hip, bring the knee in, grab the big toes or strap the foot. I need to keep my knee bent. Remember, you always have that option to straighten the leg. So you notice that this leg, I have a deep bend in my knee because I'm working on a hamstring IT band injury. So I'm not going to straighten the leg completely out, but I'm still experiencing a very deep stretch. So hand to the right hip, just stabilizing the hips, breathing into it. Little inner rotation of that left thigh to settle the left hip down. And then we're going to slowly allow that left leg to open. Bring it out to your flexibility. That right hip stays on the floor. Keep grounded. Lengthen out through the left heel. Let the inner thigh relax. And then let's slowly bring it back to center. Release the grip. Bend that right knee if your leg was straight. Cross your left leg over it. Find your eagle legs, whatever variation that is to you. Shift your hips over to the left. Bring your knees over to the right. Left arm reaches out, maybe gaze over to the left. Great little IT band stretch here too. Let those knees get very heavy. Change. Bring it back to center. Place the feet down, center the hips. Make your feet a little wide as your mat. Try to take them off your mat, parallel the feet to one another. I want you to drop your knees over to the right. So what I want you to do is let that left knee fall to the inside arch of your right foot. You feel a nice little outer hip stretch. You can reach your arms out, palms open. Those of you that need a little more, you don't have any pain involved in that left knee, or you want to feel a little bit more connected, a deeper stretch, you take your right foot and place it above your left knee at the bottom of your left quadricep, outer thigh. And you just let that right leg completely relax and just feel a nice little lengthening of the outer left leg. Breathe. So the deeper and the wider you breathe, the more sensation that you'll feel through that whole left side body. Let's go ahead and release that right foot from the left leg. Slowly bring the knees back to center. Go ahead and let the knees come right over to the left side, just for time's sake. And that right knee should fall right to the inner arch of the left foot. You can just hold there, really just resting in the inner arch of your right foot. The legs are completely relaxed. If you need a little bit more, take your left foot above the knee. Don't place it right on the knee joint, right at the bottom of that right quadricep, and then let both legs just melt. Go ahead and release that left leg if you used it as an assist. Bring both knees back to center, and we're just going to slide side to side one time. So slide back over to the right. Just massaging out the lower backs and the outer glutes, and then roll over to the left. Come back to center. A little happy baby pose. Bring your knees in. So this is another one you could just grab behind your thighs and guide your knees to the outer shoulders. or you could grab the outer edges of the feet, release the tailbone back down to the earth, try to stack the heels over the knees, and then guiding your quadriceps down to the floor. Don't think just knees. So if we were to do our knees, we actually curl up in the tailbone. So keeping that back flat, and we just focus on really drawing the thigh bones down to the earth and the outer ribs. And just balancing and centering yourselves at the end of our practice. One more breath here. Get into it. Now release the outer edges of the feet. Go ahead and bring the feet to the floor, knees are bent, and just go ahead and traction your whole body out, just lengthening the legs out, turning the palms up, finding your way into your final rest. If you have this tendency for the hands to curl forward, press into your elbows, lift your chest, and slide your shoulder blades softly in towards your spine. And then allow the spine to relax down. The palms should open a little more freely. Allow those fingers to curl. That ensures that you're completely relaxed. Together we'll take a full body breath with the eyes closed. And exhale softly out of the mouth. One more time, inhale, breathe in. Make that breath go all the way to the toes, to the tips of the fingers, to the crown of the head. Fill up your capsule completely. And exhale softly out of the mouth. Relax, relax, relax. If you're enjoying the stillness, stay right here. If you need to move, go ahead and wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing movement and awareness back into the physical body. Make small circles with the wrists and the ankles. Feel these joints that support you all day long in function and mobility. Slide the feet together, interlace the 10 fingers, press your palms out over the head. Inhale, full body breath. And as you exhale, bring the knees into the chest, wrap your arms around your shins or behind your thighs, tuck your chin to your chest, give yourself a little hug. Maybe you draw your forehead to your knees. And go ahead and release the head down. It's there. I want you to roll to your right side in a fetal position. Take a breath here. Feel yourself connected to the earth below you. And then gently press yourself up into a cross-seated position. Hands to the thighs, palms down, making connection with self, with the energy you've collected, you've created, and you've shared. Roll your shoulders back, lengthen through the crown of the head. Feel light, see light, feel peace, be peace. Inhale, breathe in. As you exhale, carry your hands to heart center, float your chin to your chest, self-honoring bow, acknowledging your practice for what it is. It is only a practice. It's a practice for us to find that peace and to be that light.
Carry the hands to the forehead center with a gentle bow. Namaste, friends.